is 20 minutes more.
Ish.
Yes.
You get that totally wrong. And that's 2 weeks in a row. I think I've officially got it. It's like, I'm officially going to have it right now. 2 weeks in a row. I'm very happy with that. So welcome to 20 Minutes More, as Harry immediately disappears. He'll come back. So, Ishi, it was your first week doing 27-minute comedy. How did you find it?
Oh, I really enjoyed it. Actually, it was over in a flash, wasn't it?
It does go quickly.
Yeah, it was really good fun. I never knew 27 minutes could go so fast. It was really good fun. I enjoyed it. Thank you for having me.
Oh, excellent! It was an absolute pleasure. You were an excellent choice. Harry, I was just asking Ishi how she found her first show. How was yours?
Yeah, really fun, thank you. Yeah, thanks for having me. It's good to do something a bit different, do sort of a few different games.
Yeah, absolutely. Because that's what we're aiming for. Hopefully this will be coming to some Edinburgh shows and stuff down the line. I think we've got a good little format here. I think it's good fun.
Yeah, definitely.
Kieran, it's been a little while since you've been on. How you been doing?
Yeah, fine. I've been planning holidays because what I did was I wanted to not do a foreign holiday because, my deep-seated suspicion of the French is real. But I thought, something, they are, I was joking apart, the French, they are a nation of fucking queue jumpers, and I thought, I want to keep my money in the UK, and I genuinely feel that we should all, as comedians or whatever, support the UK. So what I've been doing, I've been booking staycations and UK holidays around gigs. So, for example, the Plymouth one is coinciding with our 35th wedding anniversary. And of course, which is brilliant. Sorry?
How does she feel about that?
Yeah.
Well, she's going to be there, because I started comedy, I did my first ever gig on my 60th birthday, when my first actual gig was in Rome. And so, international comedian, I just thought I'd mention that. But what I found is, because it takes a while to find out, because some of you went through the Jay Sodegar kind of thing, didn't you? And stuff, and Jay. Jay came along and he performed on my 60th birthday. And I thought I wanted to sort of, figure out the whole comedy thing. And so I've been thinking a lot about who am I as a comedian, and also focusing on writing, improving the whole writing thing, which we all want to do, and get really good at writing good material. And it evolves. It is a process of evolution. So this year is the year when I'm hoping I'm sort of really moving up a level. And with Mirth Control gigs, that's a good test, because you're doing pro audiences and awesome, things like that. So, but I'm building UK holidays around gigs, whether it be short breaks or whatever. And just before we go on holiday for our first holiday in June, here's something for London. We're going to see a venue that is one of our favourites. I'm going to see Marcel Lucon. Do you know Marcel Lucon?
Yeah, I do.
Yeah.
Marcel is brilliant. He does a gig and he runs a cabaret show at Crazy Coqs. Brasserie Adele and Piccadilly.
Yeah.
And it is a brilliant venue, and it's quite reasonable. He'll do an hour and maybe 15, 20 quid. And he's going to be going there on I think it's the 12th of June at Crazy Coqs. And me and Alison are going to be there. And, I'm connected with Marcel. We're not friends, but we're friends on Facebook. And I'll plug his shows and stuff like that. And you never know, he might give me a spot sometime. But he's brilliant. If you ever wanted to see really cool MC work and really dry audience interaction, he's the guy, that I would look up to as somebody to really help, if that's your thing. So really trying to focus on moving a level up and just keeping British hospitality going and doing our bit,
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, absolutely. Okay. Well, has anyone else got any plans for the holidays? Anyone else thinking that far ahead?
holidays. We've been on holiday for a year. It's been a holiday.
I keep going. Yeah, I'll do something. I'll take a tent down to Cornwall or something. I'll do something like that. But like, I also know I'm just not going to go.
I did think about that. I think camping is a good option, isn't it? I just thought I could camp outside my garden, and my cat and I could like watch the stars, and it would be rather nice, and keep it local, very local. That's my garden. Yeah.
Bless you, is she?
Oh,
Okay then. Well, guys, I think that brings us nicely on to our game for the 20 minutes more.
Yeah.
In 20 minutes more, we always play the same game. Okay, we play a game of alternative opinions. Now, the world loves a good alternative fact, but only we here at 20 minutes more love a good alternative opinion. So I'm going to present my comedians with an alternative opinion this week. And when it comes up, there we go. And it is. So in this one, I've taken a headline, usually from the, in fact, always from The Guardian, because they do the best sort of cannon fodder for this. And I've removed some of the words. So can you fill in the blanks? Britain believes it's blank, but there's still a stench of blank.
Simon, do you want us to do both? Do you want us to do both bits?
Oh yes, please.
Okay, but shall I kick off? With one that immediately comes to mind. Britain believes it's well shot of Dominic Cummings. But there's still the stench of the loos in Barnard Castle.
Britain believes it's conquered binge drinking, but there's still a stench of lager and beer in the streets.
And
Britain
vomit. Don't forget the
Yeah.
vomit.
Yes,
Britain
vomit.
believes it's free from COVID, but there's still the stench of straight people not social distancing properly.
I thought it might be Britain believes it's free from hyperbole, but there's still a stench of the worst smell in the fucking universe times a million. Ah!
Oh.
Yeah.
Simon, you always want to go one better, don't you?
Yeah.
How about just a straightforward one? Britain believes it's a world power,
Yeah.
but there's still the stench of delusional bullshit in Downing Street.
Good fun.
Britain believes it's finally free from Prince Philip, but there's still the stench of all his racist views permeating into the atmosphere.
That's a bit harsh.
Well,
I've got the same birthday as Prince Philip.
look good for 99, Kieran.
It was the only thing we had in common, but
Did anyone else think it was weird how he died when he was 99 on the 9th of April?
I thought it was weird that he died 1 month before he had to get a telegram from his own wife thanking him for his 100th birthday.
which is why she killed him.
Exactly. Yeah, so that
He's never sent him a birthday card before, and I'm not going to start now. I wondered if this was Britain believes it's capable of finishing sentences, but there's still a stench of.
What is it?
Right.
I've got a horrible one.
Oh yeah.
Britain believes it's best mates with Saudi Arabia. But there's still the stench of decaying body parts in a Turkish diplomatic bag.
Britain believes it's rid of Prince Andrew, but there's still a stench of sweat.
Yeah, stench of no sweat really in his face.
Well, let's have a look at our actual headline then, shall we, guys? Our actual headline this week was Britain believes it's free of corruption, but there's still the stench of decay. So this was an article about David Cameron, who's been caught sending texts, trying to get people on board for his little schemes to help Greensill out. Guys, did we hear about this? What did we reckon about this?
Greensill are actually a client at my work. So I can't say too much for legal reasons. I don't work for David Cameron, don't worry. Thing is, like, my mum asked what the story was about because she knew they were a client, and I had to kind of make it up. I had to be like, oh, do you remember when he fucked a pig? Like, yeah, like he tried to lobby for pig fuckers' rights, and like the Prime Minister apparently knew, and the pig fucking firm later collapsed. And she just sort of like soberly went, "Ooh, how the other half live?" So like, I'm really worried what news she's getting now. She relies on me as her only news source, and I'm terrified.
I think it's like really, that's brilliant by your mum. I think it's really bizarre how David Cameron's first job after Prime Minister was to go and work for his advisor. What would he have said? Oh, hello. Yeah, I know your advice to me was pretty shit where Brexit was concerned. So I'd like to work for you and advise you instead. I'll be the advisor of an advisor and hire another advisor so we can become a whole nation of advisors. What is going on?
Get real, mate. 60 million quid worth of stock options. Period. Come on. Did you because this whole call me Dave kind of thing, you know, he's not so squeaky clean now, is he? But did you see the Times article? Was it yesterday or whatever that said top Cameron Mandarin took job from Greensill?
Yeah.
I knew it. The Chinese are involved. It's, you know, all the way through it. I wrote a joke. I don't know how much time we got, so I want to get this joke in because there's suddenly a joke came to me, which was, do you want to know why so many Tories go to Wimbledon every year?
Yeah.
Because they all love a good backhander.
Hey!
Yeah, Jim, come on.
Excellent.
Yeah, and I think that's a good joke. That's a quality joke.
Well done.
Yeah, so I mean, when you look at the face of it, yeah, like, as this guy was saying in the article, Britain is, compared to other countries, all right. But do we think that's led to like sort of a general sense of like politicians kind of get away with whatever they need to, like career politicians doing a bit of, you know, get high up in the government and then piss off into the private sector and use your contacts to help grease the wheel for businesses? Is this something that's just inevitable and we've got to accept it, or is there something we can do something about this?
I think I saw that index, I saw the story, and it's an index of transparency, which I thought was interesting. So to me, that doesn't necessarily say that a nation is is better at corruption than anyone else. It's just saying that this nation is actually better at hiding it because it's less transparent. If you go to Africa, it's pretty blatant, it's pretty obvious. You know, I'm from Africa, so I know, and it's all out there. Not very good at hiding it, is what I'm saying. But in Britain, it's high-level corruption and very good at hiding it. So the transparency scale, yes, it comes out better, obviously.
Yeah, I just think we're more sophisticated in our corruption.
No, we don't.
I think it's inevitable to. I think it's inevitable to an extent. I wish it wasn't, but there's not really many politicians we could vote for on a national level that are going to change it. But I guess I just want to see politicians that leave politics going into fun private sector jobs. Like, I want to see. I completely believe it. Completely makes sense to me that Chuckerman is now a banker. It completely makes sense that Tristram Hunt went from making art history programs, which he did before politics, to just now being like a guy that writes the Daily Telegraph about how great Britain's colonial legacy was. I just want to see them go into some really like, out of the way, like weird private sector jobs. Like when Boris leaves politics, I definitely want to see him going into like an LGBT charity or something, or just like a racial justice group, just purely like for how much it will fuck with people. That's the only thing I want to see.
Oh yeah, that would be great.
Yeah.
Go on.
Go on, issue now.
Yeah, I could see Boris joining the circus and being on the trapeze artists after that. Yeah, that's a good idea.
Is that an additional? That's 2 jobs in there because he's already a clown.
Yeah, that's conflict of interest, I think.
Yeah. I like the idea of them going off and like lobbying the government for something mental, because like they could actually get shit done. I think they could make us all like, in order to like reduce our carbon footprint, every Sunday everyone's got to go around on a space hopper instead of a car. Like, you know what I mean? Like, go get behind Big Space Hopper, right? Stop getting behind like Big Pharma. Get behind Big Space Hopper. Let's get the space hopper as a common mode of transport. We'll have like taxi space hoppers, like little tandem ones and shit. Oh, it'd be amazing. That's what we need.
Yes, I'm up for the space hopper, Simon. I'm coming for that. That's a
Sorry,
brilliant.
you just haven't thought that one through, have you, Simon? You just haven't thought that one through.
It's a
Well,
great.
okay,
He has bounced from
which-
job to job over his career.
What politician do you want to see lobbying for what industry? Let's make it. Let's be honest about it, right? Because it's happening all the time, right? Yeah. So, what politicians do you want to see like leave politics and then start lobbying for something? And what do you want them to be like lobbying for?
I'd like Matt Hancock to be lobbying for fine art industry, so he can get something nicer on his kitchen wall. With the top that his London mate works at.
I'd like Rishi Sunak to be lobbying for Star Trek conventions.
I think I'd like Priti Patel to be lobbying for the life coaching industry.
I can honestly see. I can actually honestly see Jess Phillips lobbying for making it legal to nut people in Weatherspoons. Right?
I
She
think
like
the
always
opposite, you know.
terrifies me.
Oh my god!
Hands up if you like Jess Phillips.
Oh no, I like her. I just
I love
honestly
Jess
like.
Phillips.
If she got into an argument with me in the chamber, and I was on the opposite side to her, I'd just be like, okay, yeah, all right. She looks like she's like proper ready to fight people. I don't know.
No, she's great. I love her.
Yeah, absolutely. She is. Alrighty then. Well, guys, 20 minutes ish. I think we've done a good little post-show amble chat there. Thanks so much for joining me this week, everyone. It's been really, really entertaining.
Thank you for having me.
Absolutely loved it. There's not going to be many more of these left, guys. As we're coming to you in a week's time from when we are now. In fact, there's only going to be one more 27-minute comedy hour. Because we're finishing on the 30th of April. It's going to be the last ever show. Keep your eyes peeled on the channel, though, because there's potentially going to be a special marathon, hour-long blowout session for the last of it, where we get all of our favourite comics back, and they're all going to do some comedy for us.
Yeah,
that's in the
brilliant.
pipe works. We'll see what happens with that. But yeah, hopefully that's going to come back at some point. But beyond that, I'm going to be rocking So You Think You're Funny in the middle of May. So please come along and check that out. And then anyone who's around Bedford, come June, we're going to have those open air gigs back on again. And hopefully everyone's going to be joining in with us as well. Has you got any other projects on the horizon, Kieran?
Well, Simon, just say, you said Bedford, did you?
Yeah, I did indeed, yeah.
Well, the August gig I'm doing is at the National Brewery Centre, the Mirth Control one.
Oh, nice.
I'll let you know what date that is.
Yeah, do. And I'll pop down, definitely.
Well, it's good. You know, Jeff Whiting is the guy who sort of runs it, and Jeff's a great
Right.
guy, and he gives people a shot, you know, and but that's a good one to sort of, obviously, you know, you need to be, the standard needs to be moved up to a certain band, you know.
Yeah.
Showing, and then he'll give you a shot to really try out. But it is a pro night where you get the open slots, you know. And
Nice.
Just that, It's just that, you know, that transition period.
Oh, definitely. Yeah, that's it.
Would be good, you know.
Definitely. Awesome. So guys, it's been an absolute pleasure bringing you a comedy during lockdown. It's been an absolute pleasure bringing me some of my wonderful guests, as I said, Kieran Harty, Ishi Khan, and Harry Wright. As always, a massive thanks to Dan Live, who's done all of our music. A huge thanks to Mike Hall, who's put together all of our imagery and artwork. And until next week, folks, stay safe and much love. Goodbye.
Bye. See you later.
See you guys.